foods in foods that we want to eat. Now he's hiding more abominations in this Maxine. And that's for you jakes that are going to get destroyed anyway, man. So we really don't give a shit about that anyway, man. You're meant to take that. You're meant to take that. And on that note, it just came to my mind. Someone told me the other day that they use, just a little bit of information, for all the argument out there, because we know we try to stay healthy, and I myself have been guilty of not trying to be healthy. These days I'm trying to stay on that healthy path, man. And I was talking to someone, and they told me why certain waters, if you ever drank a bottle of water, and it tastes like it has a taste to it, some of these waters out here, they're using bones to filter the water, and some of them are obviously swine bones, man. You can look that up. You can Google that. But it doesn't. The problem is, it doesn't tell you.
You're talking about bottled water.
Bottled water. Yeah. It doesn't tell you which ones are which.
Right.
So obviously we have to just, bless the water.
That's right.
And kind of hope that we're not, doing anything
that
we shouldn't be doing. Just wanted to put that.
Yeah.
And that's all intentional. It's all intentional because Esau has always been trying to corrupt the people, man. Don't ever think that this devil hasn't been trying to do stuff. Why do you think they're spraying the chemtrails?
Pollute our bodies so that we are on a lower vibration.
Yep. And to calcify our pineal glands.
Right.
Esau doesn't want us connecting with the Most High. He wants to put himself as if he is the Most High. But let me read this precept. This is Proverbs 1 and 7. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Stop. Yes, fools despise wisdom of instruction, because as I was saying before, the poor man's wisdom is despised. We're considered the poor of this earth. We're the lowly, we're the meek. Nobody don't want to hear what we've got to say, but guess what? What we're saying could potentially lead you to waking up to what's going on, and that could potentially end up leading you to receive salvation from Yahweh Shem Yahshai if you're an Israelite. If you're of the other nations, then we don't really give a damn, to be honest, because you other nations are through. You're going into slavery to serve 1,000 years of captivity for what you've done to us in the past. More so you Edomites, you're going into 1,000 years of hardcore captivity. Everybody's going to want to fuck your ass up. And this is part of why. Because when people wake up to what Esau's been trying to do, everybody's going to want to have their hands on this man's neck. So there's not going to be no pity for Esau in the kingdom. And the scriptures say, don't the scriptures say, this is he who did cause nations to tremble and all this kind of stuff.
Is this the man?
Kind of stuff. But this is the man. Let me get that.
And I got one quickly for that, to kind of go on that. This is Job 15. It's and 5. It says, For thy mouth uttereth thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yea, thine own lips testify against thee. Because these devils, man, they're getting so sloppy now because they're racing to trying to finish what they're trying to do, man.
And he's making sloppy
and they're just
moves.
messing up constantly. And it's only because we have the discernment through the spirit and power that you have by Shem Shah, of course, always, that we can see and we can hear when they're saying these things, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got it. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. Damn, I've got more wet than I thought. Burn me, just swords a little wet. Thought it'd be safe on the grass, but... Well, Isaiah 14, verse 12. Yep, so it says, How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, I will ascend above, this is this man's pride, man, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. And that pit is your judgment, man, pertaining to Obadiah, man. In the kingdom, man, you're going to be living in flipping pits, man, in complete poverty for all the things you've done unto our people. Right? And it says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that did make the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners, and all the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, and everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people, and the seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise. These are some hard scriptures, man. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Right? For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord Yahweh. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water. I'll sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith Yahweh of hosts. Zahab.
Yeah, man, the scripture said prepare slaughter, man. And that's for you Christians that think that Yahweh Shah is coming back, or who you call Jesus is coming back like this.
Jesus Christos.
He's coming back to slaughter, man. Alright? He's coming back to slaughter you devils that are living now for the... Because you're the same devils back then anyway, man.
Yep. Your father's
Alright?
coming back.
You've done some shit on this earth, man. And so I was talking to some people at work the other day, because they was talking about... I know this guy, I'm not going to go into the details too much, but he's a photographer, and he was taking pictures of these jakes, man. A lot of them were Benjamites, right? And they're having a little, not a protest, like a march for reparations, right? And I said to him, do you know how pointless that is? And he's sending me, well, you
Yes, brother.
I said, listen,
Good to see you, man.
Listen, you don't understand, right? They can't cover reparations, man. All right? They can't cover that. I said, they not only would have to pay in riches, they'd have to pay in blood, man.
That's right.
And they ain't going to do that. They can't even afford to pay in the riches, let alone the blood, man.
So what did he say when you said that to him?
He had to agree. He had to agree, man. He had to agree, because there's that perpetuation that's that's been perpetuated about how everyone's had slaves. Yeah, everyone has had that, but there's levels to it, man.
Well, slavery technically is not wrong. Chattel slavery is a whole different beast.
You got indentured servitude, man. You know, there's an agreement, man. Not robbing people from one place and taking them to another.
I'll get that for you. He that stealeth from man, I'll get it for you. Keep going.
And robbing them of their knowledge and their language and their heritage, man.
Yeah.
And they're splitting them up, and we could go deep, man. What you devils have done, man. Raping our women, raping our children, raping the men.
Yeah, buck breaking.
Buck breaking, man. Making sons and mothers lay with each other, man.
Yeah.
Only Esau can do that, man.
Here's a precept. This is Exodus 21 and verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, shall surely be put to death.
That's right, man. That's why you can't afford it. You can't afford to pay us, man. And we don't want your shitty reparations anyway, man, because we're gonna get what we're owed, man. There's the tab. You cannot pay the tab, man.
Yep.
All right. If you pay the tab in money alone, you would bankrupt your whole system. Right. And secondly, plenty of you will have to die, and that's happening anyway. So we're not begging you for nothing, man. And the guy said to me, at least you should ask. Like, what's the point of asking?
No, we know that Yahweh's promised us something. We've got something better than. We've got a promise from the Most High. The Most High is not a man that he should lie. We don't need Esau's words, man. All we need is you to just die. That's sorry to cut in, but and also, if I may say, we're still yet this day in our captivity. So you've got to pay for this. Right now, us standing here, we're still captives in your land.
The tab is still running up, man.
Exactly.
The tab is still running up.
It ain't over, and the Most High requireth that which is past. So for all the years that you've been doing this shit and continue to profit off us, you ain't got away with it, man. You think you're just gonna, as brothers say, you're gonna ride off into the sunset like the hero. Oh, now we've given them a few FRNs to appease them, like some fucking peanuts, like we're monkeys, which we're not. Now we're wise. This is the thing. This is why this truth is so powerful. Because back in the 80s, well, when this truth wasn't magnified the way it was now, our people would be like, yeah, reparations, we need that. You'd have Reverend Jesse Jackass, whoever other person up there, saying, yeah, this is such a great achievement. We've achieved something. Now we're on an equal footing. No. Esau's got us in the position that we're in because he doesn't want us on an equal footing. Because if we were on an equal footing, we would surpass him. Because we always surpass. Because we're just better, man. Not to brag or boast or gloat, but Yahweh just made us that way. What did it say? The elder shall one nation shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. It's not because of us, it's because it's the will of the Most High that we are the chosen people. Esau doesn't like that. That's why his whole thing is like, it's like a child throwing his toys out the pram. Like, well, if I can't rule the world, nobody can rule the world. So basically his plan is to fucking off everybody. You know what I mean? Even his own people, man. That's how merciless this bitch is, man.
His own people.
Yeah. You Edomites, man, when you die and you come back in your right, man, you're going to be like, what the fuck? My own people were doing this to me?
What have we too
yeah,
late, man?
Exactly, man. And that's going to be a glorious day to see the look on you low-level Edomites' faces, to see the look on your faces when Yahushua comes and shows you that everything that you've built was for naught, man. All this like hustling and, yeah, I've got to go to school and got to go to college and go to university, got to get a job and yeah, I'm doing it, I'm in the city, I'm working, oh, I'm going on holiday 3 times a year. All this shit was vanity, man. Vanity, because what does it say? In the day of affliction, there is no remembrance of the good times. Like when you're catching hell, man, you're not going to remember that you was flying around, 3 holidays a year, eating in these expensive restaurants. All of that shit, man, all you're going to be thinking about is the whiplashes on your back. All them good times, all those flipping, these days are us. Happy days, yeah? With the Fonz and Richie Cunningham shit. All them days are over, man.
Is that the Fonzie, isn't it?
Yeah. The happy days are over, man. All it's going to be is lamentations, mourning and woe from Esau, man. There shall be weeping.
Constantly, man. The only break you're getting is a Sabbath, man.
Yeah.
And that's not even going to be a break because you're going to know that when the Sabbath is over, man, you're done.
Exactly, man.
Done, man. I've got a quick one.
Go ahead. This
is Habakkuk 2 and 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Yeah, man. It amazes me that some people still don't get who Esau is, man.
Exactly.
It shocks me, man. To this day, you still don't understand who the wicked is, man. These devils have gone around the whole earth. They're doing it right now. They're taking out presidents. They're taking out presidents of countries because they don't want to get involved in this whole this Maxine.
Oh yeah,
they're pushing out in the world, man.
Yeah.
Just check what's going on, man. They're so blatant with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
The same ones that they've taken out did not. Did not want to get in. No, that's right. He just got straight over. That they don't want to get in. That didn't want to get involved in it. They're done. They're gone.
Yeah.
Can't you see what's going on?
Yeah. To make examples of them. Yeah, Slakia. Yeah.
Okay.
No, because they wanted to make an example of that Haiti president, and now you had a lot of the other, the other African ones coming forward and saying they're getting it, making sure that they're seen getting it on the, on the mainstream news, so that we're complying,
Them replacements that they're going to put in place, they're just decoys, man, agents, and they're going to just do the will of them, man, and then they think that people are just going to just change their minds, and it's like they're so proud that they think they can make the whole entire earth want to do what they want them to do. All right, let me finish this off. It says, chapter 5, verse 5 says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Yep. Yeah, Esau has hidden himself with the thick clay. Yeah, the fly's do that, yeah. Esau has hidden himself with thick clay, going back to Genesis 4, when he said, every man that seeth me shall slay me. So Esau's hiding, doing his best to hide his identity, calling himself Caucasian, calling himself the white man, calling himself Romans, French, Europeans, all these different names. Esau's been fucking ducking and diving, shucking and jiving, trying to make his way through the world. But guess what? Through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, we've lifted up this man's skirt and revealed exactly who this motherfucker is. Right? So there's no, oh, we didn't know, we didn't hear. Yeah, you heard, but you chose to ignore it because you wanted to stay friends with this guy because you thought he was for you. But this is the thing. He's not for you. Like you other nations, like you Moabites, you Ishmaelites, you know, all you other nations that are joining with Esau thinking that, yeah, we're going to get this new world order, yeah, we're going to have a part in it. Esau's going to screw you over too. If this guy's prepared to kill his own people, that should show you something, man. That should show you that this is a man, like, every covenant he makes is going to break. This guy don't give a fuck about you, man. When he says maintain the earth under, is it 500 million or whatever? 500 million, man. Do you think he's really planning to save a space for you? And I'm going to say this to these people in the government now, like, you got these idiots, like, what is it, the Foreign Secretary, what's her name? Priti Patel, right? She's all up in there, trying to be amongst those, was it the Conservatives, thinking that, oh yeah, you know, she's one of us. They're just using your ass, man. All of these things that they're using it for are to do with immigration, if you notice. And the reason why they put her ass in there is because, oh, she looks like one of the other nations, so they won't think we're racist if we use her. So she's just a fucking puppet, sucking dick behind the scenes to get to the position she's in. Do you think they're going to give a fuck about you when they bring this New World Order in? See, this is the thing. Look at the celebrities that they use. All these celebrities, right? When they come out, they might be famous for a particular point in time. Then, once they've used up their usefulness in Esau's eyes, they get cast aside. A lot of them get off, put to death. Others just end up being bugged out and, you know, just whittling away on the wayside, because every time Esau's always looking to use younger and younger celebrities. For example, if you look at music, like they'll try and get these young girls in these groups to wear these skimpy outfits, to be twerking on the videos and stuff, to influence the younger generation, right? That shit's only gonna last for about maybe 5 or 10 years, till them women who've sold out, they have to be cast aside. Then they get some new woman in to do the exact same shit. Just look at Madonna. You know, Madonna was doing that stuff in the 80s. Then once her ass started to get a little bit old, they brought in Britney Spears, you know, Christina Aguilera, Lady Gaga, all these other little women to do the exact same thing, because they know they can use the young to influence the young. You see what I'm saying? So it's all very calculated. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because it never ends well for these celebrities, man. Once their time in the sun is done, they end up either bugged out, on drugs, or they end up getting blood sacrificed. So it never ends well. So if you look at this man, right, Esau, there's no trust in him. No matter what you do for him, it will never be enough, because if you do good for him, he's going to look to take your portion and add it to his own portion, because he's never satisfied. He is as death. He can never be satisfied, man.
He's like that movie villain, that you know, the most wickedest movie villain that will kill his most faithful servant. You know what I mean? He will just turn on him.
Like the Joker in Batman.
Yeah, he will just turn on him. Remember,
Bob.
89. Bob. Yeah. You know, Bob just followed the orders, man. But the minute the Joker got mad, he just popped him, man.
Yeah.
And that's the Esau, man. He doesn't care.
Exactly. There's films where you see, or you see these TV shows where there's a guy and his mum's sick in bed or whatever in the hospital, and the son walks in and he gets the pillow and he puts the pillow over his mum's head to kill her to get the insurance money. You see it all the time. That's Esau, man. Esau, he would murder his own brother. Remember, he was the first murderer. He killed Cain, man. So this guy, man, there's no trust in him. Now I'm going to bring out a precept because I've been talking a bit. What did I want to get? Daniel, the 12th chapter, and verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. So we are in a time when knowledge has been increased, the knowledge of who everybody is. Obviously, the knowledge of who the real Hebrew Israelites are is out there now. The knowledge of who the other nations are is out there now. The knowledge of who Esau is out there now. But if you choose to ignore that, because you can't say, oh, we never knew, we never saw, we never heard. These videos be going up every day, man. day after day after day, videos going up, countless camps, you know, every day of the week. When you're on YouTube, even if you haven't, let's say you might not be searching for it, on the sidebar, it might come up in the suggestions. You know what I'm saying? If you saw that and you thought, oh, I don't want to watch that, you ignored it, you just chose to ignore the information that might be worthy or helpful or beneficial to the salvation of your soul. You know what I'm saying? So you made a choice to ignore it. You wanted to stay in the world. You wanted to stay friends with Esau, because a lot of our people, when we bring out the truth about the scriptures and how the Most High deals with nationality, some get hurt by that. They get offended by that, because they're thinking, oh, well, my girlfriend's an Edomite, or my friend Bob's an Edomite, or whoever, right? And they're thinking, oh, this man is a good guy. He ain't the good guy, man. He ain't the good guy. He can clean himself up. He can, you know, wear a nice suit and tie and shit and try and present himself as a good guy. But Surah 12 tells you, never trust thine enemy. For as iron rusteth, so is its wickedness. Right? And that's Esau through and through. Now here's another point, man. Our people have been kind of been fucked up though, if I can put it that way, because from the moment you're born, you're taught to have a kind of Edomite worldview. You know what I'm saying? When you're in the school system, you're forced to socialize with all these other heathen kids, you're mixing with them. Esau trying to teaches you that everybody's the same. We're all equal. We're all equal now all of a sudden, right? When before you had us in chattel slavery, fucking us up, were we equal then? No. You said that the Negro is only 3/5 of a man. And now all of a sudden we're equal. Okay, we're supposed to buy that? No, that's bullshit. Furthermore, we're not equal, because we're above you. We're superior to you and all you other fucking nations, man. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. You can't argue with it, man. And this isn't me saying it because I want to say it. These are the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And these words are the words you don't like. That's why you're cutting our videos trying to suppress this truth. But you can't suppress this truth, man. It's already done fucked up your game plan to the point where now, as the brother rightly said, you're making these sloppy ass moves where everybody can see your ass is exposed. You know what I mean? You can't get away with it no more, man. You've been able to fake the funk for the past 350 years or so, but guess what? The truth is catching up with your ass. So I'm going to read that, Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Have you got a copy, sir?
No, you go.
Right, Deuteronomy 7:6. It says, for thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh thy power have chosen thee to be a special people above all people that are upon the face of the earth. How can you argue with that? You can't. That's why you hate the Bible. That's why you was trying to take the Bible out of schools. And you did that, you succeeded. Well, guess what? When you took the Bible out of the schools, that's when them schools started to be heavily condemned. Because once the Spirit of the Lord is no longer in that place, it's only going to get worse and worse, to the point now where you got children, grown-ass boys, 14 years old, where they're being taught that in order to combat toxic masculinity, they have to paint other boys' fingernails pink. What kind of fucked up shit is that? I remember a time when you were supposed to go to school to learn how to read, to write, to do mathematics, maybe learn a little bit of geography or something like that. How the fuck is teaching other boys to paint other boys' fingernails productive to a society? It's only effeminizing the society, and there's a reason. Esau is doing that on purpose because he knows if there is to be an uprising, it's got to be the males that lead it. That's why he's trying to effeminize all these boys into being more feminine, being more passive. Oh, fighting is wrong. We can't use violence. You know, all these kind of things Esau's trying to push because it weakens and destabilizes people and prevents them, in his eyes, from rising up. But it's all going to come to a head. And Esau knows that there's going to be an uprising. That's why he's stoking the flames now. He's trying to turn the vaccinated people against the unvaccinated people. I was reading 2 articles yesterday where they're basically saying what should be done about the unvaccinated. You know, basically trying to paint those who haven't taken the jab as villains. So then you're going to have civil unrest because when this next lockdown comes, and it will come, those people who have taken the shot are going to be like, no, this is so not fair. Why are these people holding us back? It's their fault. So basically, Esau's basically using the same old tactic he's used all along, which is divide and conquer. And you simple ass people, you're falling for the okie doke yet again.
I've got a couple of scriptures. Just because the brother was talking about how the Lord has chosen us, man. We're the special people, man. All right. So this is Isaiah 40 and 15. It says, "Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket and I've counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isle as a very little thing. So the Lord has already told you in Deuteronomy 7:6 that he's only dealing with Israel, man. But not only that, he's telling you that the rest of you heathen nations, man, are nothing, man. Nothing. Low level. You're just here to make up the numbers, man.
Yep.
All right. And
Yeah, I've got one that goes with that. This is 2nd Ezra's. Bear me while I find this.
Right, I've got another one.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Isaiah 41 and 8, it says, "But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, who I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away." So that's for all the Christians out there as well that keep talking about how, you know, they've been adopted into this thing, man. Because
I've chosen
because
Lord as my saviour.
Yeah, because the Lord is basically cast away Israel. He hasn't cast away Israel. All right, and we're here and we're proving that right now. Yeah, it's funny when I think about it, man. You know, just not that long ago, being in the world, man, and now the Lord just puts you in the spirit, man.
Yep.
To know the truth, man. You know, it's drastic. It's a drastic change, man. You know, but that's the power, man. One minute you're in the world doing all sorts of bullshit, and then the next minute you understand the scriptures, man. You understand the word of the Lord, man, and you know the prophecies. You know what's coming.
But brother, that is even classified as a miracle when you think about it.
Yes, it is.
That is a miracle.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
That's actually the better way of even putting it. It is a miracle.
It is a miracle.
It is a miracle.
To wake
Believing in the chariots, man. Believing in UFOs, man. You know.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yep.
You know, we believe in these things, man.
That's right. We believe through faith because we haven't seen. Well, we see them now. We see them multiple times now, but we believed through faith even before we saw them.
That's right.
I've got a precept that goes with what you were saying about the other nations. This is 2nd Ezra's 6 and starting from verse 54. 2nd Ezra 6 and 54. "And after these Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of whom come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen."
Can I just stop there?
You go ahead.
Because that's what a lot of people like to say when they hear the truth about who the Lord is dealing with. They'll say, "But don't we all come from Adam?" Yes, but the Lord's clarifying that right there, man. But he's gonna cut you out of it.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point. And it says, "And after these Adam also, whom thou hast made Lord of all thy creatures, of whom come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this I've spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. And as for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing," which is what the brother read, "have begun to be lords over us, and to devour us. But we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thine only begotten, and my fervent lover, are given into their hands. And if the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world, and how long shall this endure?" So that's a good question, man. And this is the type of question that every Jake should be asking himself. But a lot of Jake have been so beaten up, mentally abused by these school systems and so forth, and downtrodden that they can't even dare to lift up their heads to ask these questions. Jake have just grown comfortable in hell. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Jake don't even think about there being anything greater anymore because they've been spiritually defeated. They've lost their hope, man. They've lost, what does it say? Woe unto you that have lost patience. You know, they've lost the patience. They're not looking for your house to come back. They're just looking to do a little folly, enjoy a little bit of the crumbs that Esau allows them to enjoy. And that's why as well, now Esau's taken away those little privileges that you once had. Now you're bugging out. Now you're thinking, oh shit man, I need to go and take this shot because I want to go back to the football game, or I want to go back down the pub and see my mates, or I want to be able to go on holiday. All these little fucking trinkets, these are just privileges, and that shows you that we're not free in this society. Because if we were free, they wouldn't be able to do these things.
Yeah, I got the scooters on.
Yeah, so this is the thing, man. I want to jump back to Psalms 91. Yeah, go ahead.
Seeing as we're on this kind of topic. So this is Isaiah 42 and 1. It says, "Behold my servant, whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delighteth." You see that? So the Lord is delighted with his elect, man, and who he's chosen. And the chosen are of Israel, man. He says, "I have put my spirit upon him, and he shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles, man." And the head of the Gentiles, man, is Esau, man. Right? This is all for you, Esau. Because these other heathen nations, man, in the kingdom, they're going to be kicked. We're going to be getting them. We're going to be getting their asses kicked.
Yep.
And they're going to be kicking your ass, man.
Yeah,
and
that's
they should kick your ass, man, because you fucked them up as well.
Yep. All right, you finished? Right, so yeah, Psalms 91. I read this before, but there's a little bit that I didn't get into, which I want to expound upon. Psalms 91, because the reason why I'm reading this is because Esau's coming down now, and a lot of people are starting to realize, shit, this is what it's going to be like. It's going down. Like we've warned you before, even brothers in the truth, they might have been in the truth, and they might have not really considered the extents to how far this thing is going to go and how ugly it's going to get. And now people are waking up to shit, man. It's going to get real out here, right? So this is Psalms 91. "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler." And what's Esau got? He's got these snares set up to try and force you to take this jab, right? As I said before, Esau is a cunning hunter. He's laying traps for you, right? So it says, "Surely He shall deliver me from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings thou shalt trust. His truth and shall be thy shield and buckler." And it says, "Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday."
Can I speak on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man, because all what the brother just read is what's coming, man. All right, we're not out of this yet, and even though we are the hopeful elect, you know, we're still going to have to go through some shit, right? The elect are going to have to go through some shit before we get to where we want to get to. Man.
That's right.
All right. Read that.
Come on, I'll read it a bit. Right, so it says, verse 3, "He shall deliver me," so it's lucky, "He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings thou shalt trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler."
Yeah. So yeah, man. So this is the only thing now, when all these dangers are coming upon us, man. The only thing we're going to be able to do is trust in the Lord, man.
That's right.
Imagine that now. In that time, man, you have to give yourselves completely over to
Yeah.
see how Hashem
Yeah, that's true, brother.
there's nothing else you can do, man. Imagine relinquishing all your trust, man. You know, you can't even trust yourself, man.
Much less.
Yeah.
You know, and all these things are coming, man. All these pestilences, all these danger, all these.
Yeah, I'll read it again.
Drink it first.
No, I finished. Yeah. I'll read it again. It says, "Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday."
The destruction, man. Destruction's coming, man. Yeah, and that's coming in a big way as well, man. Because, you know, what's the ultimate destruction that's coming, man? That World War III, man.
Yeah, and that's heating up.
That's heating up, man. In fact, I was going to pull up an article, but I kind of forgot on the way up. They have used satellite footage to show that China is building up a massive cache of nuclear weapons, man. What do you think that's for, man? This place is, first and foremost, Babylon, America, is going to be obliterated, man.
That's right.
And other parts of the earth are going to be destroyed, man. Because it needs cleansing, man.
Yeah.
Because you devils have just defiled it, man. You've defiled the earth, man. Oh, can you get that one?
Yeah, I got it, yeah. Keep going.
Yeah, man, you've